Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Frank Mularcik, and in this video, we're going to be doing a little Q&A session to celebrate my 100th video. So I think this should be my 100th video that I'm making right now. And I started making these YouTube videos about investing about a year ago, back in September of 2020. So after 52 weeks at around 2 videos a week, or close to 52 weeks that is, I'm at 100 videos, which makes sense. So we're just doing this Q&A just to celebrate that, and I hope you guys can celebrate that with me. I just want to, for sure, thank you guys for all the support along the way. I definitely do appreciate that, and appreciate all the new people I've, met and gotten to talk to a little bit and learn from them, and hopefully some of you have been able to learn a little bit from me as well. So the first question is from Alex from Blood Phantom 81, and he asked me what my favorite movie is. So this one is definitely a tough one, but I probably have to go with Harry Potter, just because it's just one of the childhood movies, I guess, that I grew up watching a lot. Definitely watched all those movies a ton when I was younger. And if I had to pick one of those, I would probably pick number 3, The Prisoner of Azkaban. I just really like that one. So thanks for that question, Alex. And then TQ Aztec asked, how do you plan to approach 401k and IRAs once you're done with college? Will you just fund up to the company max and do maximum Roth contributions? Will you concentrate the rest to non-tax deferred accounts to potentially retire early? And this is a fantastic question, because this is something I think about a lot. Just because I do think I want to retire early. So a lot of people would just say just contribute all your money to those tax advantaged accounts, but you just can't access that money until you're around 60 years old. So I think I want to have a lot of money available to me before then. Obviously you can access it, you just take a big penalty on all your withdrawals, so I don't want to do that. So I think what he said is probably about what I'll do, is just fund my 401ks up to the company max, maximum match, and then maybe do the maximum Roth contributions, because that's not as large. At least right now the maximum Roth contribution is around $6,000 a year, Roth IRA, and then the maximum 401k is around like 20,000. So I probably don't want to put all of that into the 401k, and then I'll probably concentrate the rest to just regular brokerage accounts, taxable accounts, and just focus on building my dividend and growth portfolios there. And I'm actually doing a Roth 401k with my company right now, just because I think it's a better option at the moment, since my income is pretty low. So if I did a regular 401k, I would be saving a little bit on taxes right now, but in the future, when that is hopefully a lot more money, I would have to pay, a fair bit probably, whereas with the Roth option, I'm just paying a little bit of taxes now, and then that will be all free, tax-free growth in the future. So I hope that helps answer your question. Then my friend Gabriel Wall, he asked, if you could only own one stock, what would that stock be? And I think for me, there's a lot of fantastic stocks out there, but to be honest, I think it would probably be Microsoft. And maybe I could cheat a little bit and say that maybe you could count an ETF as a stock, in which case I would own VOO, which is the S&P 500 ETF. But I think he was looking for a stock, so I'd probably go with Microsoft on that one. So the next question is from Pierre over at PK Investing, so definitely go check out his channel as well if you have time. And he asked me, which company do you think will reach $1 trillion market cap next? So I had to pull up a list just to be sure I wasn't missing anyone. But right now there's only 5 companies that have $1 trillion market cap, and that's Apple, Microsoft, Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, and then Amazon and Facebook. And Facebook just recently got there, I think within the past few months, I think. So that was pretty exciting to see that happen. But right now, there's really only a few companies I can see getting there anytime soon. I mean, looking at the list, Visa and Nvidia are around $500 billion, and then Tesla and Berkshire Hathaway are around $650 and $700 billion market cap. So Berkshire Hathaway is a great company, but I really don't see it, growing super rapidly. So I really don't think that it's gonna get to $1 trillion market cap before all these other high-flying tech companies. And I really don't want to say it, but I just have to say Tesla, because I really just see it growing a lot. And Visa and Nvidia, those are fantastic companies, but they're only really halfway there to $1 trillion market cap. So it's gonna take a while for them, I think. And Tesla is definitely a lot closer. So I would have to say Tesla. And the next question is from Ryan Dengler. He also has a YouTube channel, and he actually asked me 3 questions. The first one is, when do you want to retire? And for that one, my ultimate goal, I think, would be probably like 35, 40 years old, but I really, I kind of want to put that goal out there to push myself, but at the same time, I don't want to, set some crazy expectations for myself and then be disappointed when I, um, maybe don't get there. So I'm really not sure at the moment. Definitely want to be somewhere in that range, I think. And I think, maybe once I get more of a full-time job after I'm done from college, I can get a better idea of where I'm at and make more of a plan. Or how exactly I'm going to do that. The next question was, what motivates you on YouTube? And I think it's just being able to connect with everyone here. And, I know I can learn from other people. I hope some other people can learn from me. And I know that I am learning more and becoming more educated just by making these videos, preparing these videos, because there is some work that goes into that and some research that happens before I make the videos. So that really sort of makes me a better investor too. So I think that would be the answer to your question. And then the last one was, how hot and bothered does the Steve Ballmer video get you? And I'll play it right here. It's pretty funny. I don't know. He puts it in some of his videos. And it doesn't get me hot and bothered. I just find it funny. So thanks for those questions, Ryan. And our next question is from Sarah, and she asked two questions. The first one was, what has been your biggest challenge with investing so far? And I think for me, honestly, just like capital management and knowing and being confident enough to put my money into something and deciding how much cash I want to keep in my bank accounts and how much I want to go invest. And as I've become more comfortable, I think, investing and more confident, I've been able to, evolve that strategy over time. And also another thing that's been challenging with me has just been, knowing when to, sell a company, I guess, and decide that I want to move on, because there was definitely a lot of companies that I bought when I was first starting out investing that were not good companies at all, and were not certainly very high quality companies that knowing what I know now, I certainly wouldn't want to hold them for a long time. But it was sort of like, well, I don't really want to sell them now because I've already lost money on them, and if I sell them, then I'm going to lose that money for sure. But in the future, if I just hold it longer, I really don't know if I'm going to make that money back. So with a lot of those, I just tried to sell them and get them out of the way. And once I, learned a little bit more about investing and was able to make some better investing decisions. And then our next question was, what is your number one tip to always live by and keep in mind while investing? And I think sort of what I was just saying is just knowing and being confident enough in your investing decisions and what you're learning over time to maybe cut out those companies that you just don't think are good enough and you don't want in your portfolio. Because I definitely feel this happening even now, is I still have some dividend stocks in my portfolio that I feel like, aren't the absolute best, and they're not really going in the absolute direction that I want them to, but they're still pretty good. And, I've made a fair bit of money on them already. And, so I feel like if I sell them, then, I don't know exactly what I'm going to invest in, especially now since the market is, up there and a lot of companies aren't on sale or aren't at good deals or good buying prices. It's like, well, once I sell these, what am I going to put my money into? And so that's another worry. So I would just say, just try to learn and get experience to the point where you can be confident in your decisions and just make those decisions instead of kind of being wishy-washy about it. And the last question here is from Lolboy on Discord, and he asked me if I think I'll be actively investing in 20 years, or do you think you're going to take a more passive route? And I think this is a great question and something I definitely think about a lot as well, because just right now with these dividend stocks I'm investing in, I'm doing some, options trading as well. I'm investing in these growth stocks. It's a lot to handle. If you're just kind of trying to do it on the side, not as like a full-time job or anything, which I think, my accounts are certainly not big enough for me to be doing this as a full-time job. So it's definitely something I think about. And I think, once I get to that stage where I'm, probably a lot more busy in life and potentially retired, I think at that point I'll want to switch to a more passive route, maybe even before, just because I think, most of the ETFs or index funds that you're going to buy, like VOO or something like that, it's going to get you a pretty good return. And, maybe investing in individual stocks will get you a little bit of a better return, but I think for most people, investing in individual stocks is not gonna, give you that much of an edge. And I think that investing in individual stocks is something I want to do and want to try to beat that market a little bit and get some slightly better returns. But I do understand at the same time that it's not like I'm not gonna be making any money if I just put all my money into some index funds, which I do have a lot of my money in index funds right now. So to answer your question, I think yeah, I'll probably still be doing some sort of active investing in 20 years, but I think in 20 years I definitely hope to be taking a lot more passive route and definitely not having to put very much time into it at all. So again, I just want to thank you guys for all the support that I've received over the past year for this YouTube channel. It's definitely something that I'm really excited about and want to grow even more and be able to share my knowledge with you guys and just share what I'm doing so that maybe you can learn from my mistakes as well, because I think it's equally as valuable to learn from mistakes as it is to learn from something you did correctly. So just want to thank you guys for all the support over the past year, and I will see you in the next one.